Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. Wispa here, your host from i-gameonline.net. I thought I'll start off a new series. And this is one of those games that I do enjoy playing. From time to time. It's my kind of like one of my many go-to games when I'm not too sure what to play and I fancy just a little bit of pointless messing around just to kill it some time and kill some hours. But I thought I'd do a little series on this to see how you guys enjoying it. Fine, there we go. So, Game Dev Tycoon. It's on Steam. I think I got it when it was on sale. I think it was only like £3.50. It's probably around about like $4 or $5-ish. US dollars. Basically what it is, it's not very exciting to be able to watch, but it's interesting to see. And I want to be able to kind of mix this up with our knowledge from the iGame, myself and iGame members, as knowledge on video games and nanotechnology that we have grown up to enjoy and love so much. Let's jump into it. So welcome to Game Dev Tycoon. It's a business simulator and you're transported back in time, back to the early 1980s to start on our very own game development company. Right at the beginning of the PC revolution. In the next 35 years, you can build your dream company, create best-selling games, gain fans, and become the leader in the games market. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Before you start your venture, you have to give your upcoming company a name. Here we go. So our company name is going to be i-gameonline, and the player is Wispa. Oh, with a D? Don't think so. Male, male. And I've got dark hair, and today I'm wearing a blue top, so we'll go with that one. It's very close to what I'm wearing. It's like one of my varsity college tops. What's this here? I just want to see this. Oh, I can extend the length. We'll keep it for the basic. And then, if need be, what we'll do is we can come back to that and we can do an extended version. If you guys like it, then we can do it. Continue! Since you have played the game before, you can choose to use all previous game hints in this game. Yes, we need all the help we can get, because we're terrible. And you can see that I've been playing this one as well several times. I've got to choose a game slot. I'm going to use this one. Yes, override that one. Try and keep them all together. Okay, let's get started. What we've got to do is we've got to develop a game. Pick a topic first, and I've got evolution, post-apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic, sorry, there goes, detective, and cyberpunk. Let's go with detective one, and we're gonna. The genre is going to be a cyber. It's going to be a detective adventure. This is the G64. Basically it's a Commodore 64, one of the biggest selling ones, platforms of the early mid 80s, around about 1981, 1982, 1983, 1984. After that kind of died off a little bit because it got replaced by 16-bit technology. The interesting thing is this G64 has a mouse. I don't recall the Commodore 64 having a mouse. If you guys have got a Commodore 64 mouse, let me know in the comments below, because I never saw one, and I don't know if the developers are aware of this Commodore. It's supposed to be Commodore 64 had a mouse. I don't think the Vic Pet had a mouse either, or the Commodore 16. Those are very obscure ones. I don't remember it having a mouse. I know it had a disk drive. It did have it came with a tape drive. The only home computer era, kind of in the 8-bit era, that came with a dedicated, like, manufactured tape drive. I know a lot of people are going to say that Singular Spectrum, when it was bought out by Amstrad, the +1 and +2, 128Ks, they had built-in tape drives as well, but Commodore was the first one to issue that. But the mouse is interesting. I don't recall it having a mouse. It's something I'm going to have to check up. We'll go with PC. This is going to be a text-based adventure, I'm going to guess. So it's a detective adventure on the PC, it's going to be text-based. I'm going to call this one Snooping the Shadows. It's alright, snooping Snooping the shadows. Sounds riveting, doesn't it? Next, it's gonna be text-based. Sorry, guys. It's gonna be like, yeah. Go on there, get programming, Wispa. Wow, that was amazing. Was the engine non-existent? Storyline, loads of storyline. Gameplay, we'll keep it average. A lot of people said, why not to put everything up? This is your time allocation. You have to say how much time do you give yourself, and later on your people, your players, or your team, your staff. How much time do you allocate to those particular elements? And I'm going to say nothing on the engine because it's going to be text-based. Gameplay level 1. We'll keep it. We'll do, if you can imagine this being like I don't know, like a 3-monthly cycle calling thing. So I'm going to give it like a week on the engine, about 4 weeks on the gameplay, and probably about 6 to 8 weeks on the story. So the story is going to be riveting. Let's go with that. Go. So we're spending a lot. It says up here. See, we're spending a lot of time on the story and on the quest. Dialogue wants to be amazing. Level design, not so good. Artificial intelligence, non-existent. You don't get artificial intelligence in it. Level design. Yeah, a little. Maybe a week on level design. But look, everything's going to be on the dialogue. It's going to be an invigorating story. Might be a series. Oh dear, sorry guys. Really sneezy today. I don't know why. The temperature, the outside temperature has dropped considerably. It's supposed to be like kind of a mild day, but autumn is here. And for anybody who's looking forward to our Dragonlance saga kicking off, that's a big clue. Autumn is coming. And the leaves on the trees, I can see just at the bottom of the garden, they are starting to turn brown, dry up, and starting to actually fall. I think one real good windy weekend, and then leaves aren't going to be on them trees for much longer. Loads of dialogue. Go. Come on. See, I'm spending weeks on the dialogue. Text-based, basic sounds, sound level, graphics non-existent. World design non-existent. Sound a little bit on the sound. Just like it doesn't really matter because it just says I'm gonna like a ton on the sound. Sound for maybe a little bit on the graphics. Maybe I can put some icons in there or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put some icons in there, but more so on the sound. Let's go. A little bit on the graphics, loads on the sound. Look at them bugs. Yeah, work on them bugs, Wispa. I used to do a lot of programming in the 80s on the ZX Spectrum. Look at some basic programming knowledge. Another bug. Come on. Is that it? Is that all you're going to get? Yes, go. We're on the 31,000. Snooping the shadows. New topic, new combo. Okay, got a little bit for the engine, lots of dialogue. That's what we're working on. Sound, okay, Wispa's release. So we'll release the game. It's on PC. It's a text-based adventure. It's gonna be terrible. The first reviews of your new release game, Snooping the Shadows, has come in. These would be from computer magazines at the time. In the 1980s, the computer magazines were the early 1980s, late 70s, early 80s. Computer magazines were for the hobbyists. They didn't like get quite a place in local news agents. You had to go hunting for them. Average kind of game. So, fun at stages, uninspiring, has its moments. Detective and adventure is a great combination. Text-based, what do you expect in 1980s? i-gameonline, a newcomer to the games industry, has just released its first game, Snooping the Shadows. And the game received favourable reviews. With such a good start, i-gameonline are sure to gain fans quickly. Well, let's hope so, because we need them. Oh, selling them. As long as I make up 50,000, I don't care. Research. New topic or games engine? I've only got 16 points, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to develop a new game. This one's going to be a called an evolution simulation on the PC. An RPG simulation is quite good, but I haven't got RPG. So we're going to do an evolution simulation. I'm going to call this one Gems for All. No. Let's see, where else can we come? Bugs and no. You guys are probably shouting at the screen saying there must be something really interesting that's going to name these ones. I'm going to text-based detective one. What can we do next? I want to do an evolution simulation, kind of like Snore. Scope. There we go. Snore scope. It's gonna be like a germ kind of simulation, a bit like virus. Oh, naming games is sometimes difficult. You're right there. That's an achievement. Let's go with it. Snore scope. It's gonna be 2D graphics. Flat 2D graphics for 8-bit. Start development. Snip of Shadow sold 3,707 units in the first week on the market and is in charts number 79. Computer charts back in 1980. We don't think we had computer charts. Video game charts didn't start until like being recognised as such. Not like Top the Pops, like the music, like Casey Kasem's Countdown. Didn't start until around about 1980. Late 80s, 88, 89 really, with the advent of Nintendo and Sega, when the kind of rivalry started. Although they do say the rivalry started in 1989 with Sega and Nintendo, it actually started before that. It was Commodore and Sinclair Spectrum. And BBC Micro, or the old Acorn. That was where the rivalry, the war started, I would say. And sadly, nobody has survived it through to today. Some of the technology has been bought and sold and cannibalized. Even Atari lost out. Atari's not worth anything now, really. I think it's owned by a French company, and it's just the logo and the name that's actually worth anything. The technology is just dead on the shelf, which is a shame. But let's move on. Fans. Snooping in the Shadows are so successful, we now have 21 fans. Starting Quest. This is a simulation, so that's going to be dreadful. The engine wants to be fairly good, and the graphics, the gameplay is great. If you want a successful video game, go for gameplay. It could be the simplest, basic. Look at this one. It's like it doesn't use a 3D engine or anything like that. It just uses simple mathematics and random number generators and predictions. And a database of combinations that can help win things over. But with an evolution one, we'll put a small story mode in. Put a small story mode like that. That's like progression, but mostly gameplay. Lots on gameplay. If you play a game, it's because you enjoy the gameplay. It's good gameplay, then you win. That's it. You win that game. Story breakers, dialogues. You don't need dialogues in a simulator. Level design, artificial intelligence. Where's the top? A lot of artificial intelligence. So I'm going to go for halfway. I'm going to spend most of my time on level design. This is a simulation, so it's going to have a lot of level. Let's reverse that. Let's put lots in artificial intelligence and just half on. I'm going to spend maybe a week on the dialogue, which is just going to be like, hey, tutorials, welcome to this. Then maybe 3 to 4 weeks on the level design, the layout, progression, things like that. And then the artificial intelligence that actually runs it, all the predictions and the databases and the random numbers. I'm going to spend a ton. I'm going to spend about 3 or 4 weeks on that. I'm going to spend like 5 weeks on it. Yeah, easy. Go. Lots of points going in now. Well designed. Sound simulation. Graphics, we want amazing graphics. World design, just little bits. So about half. World design is a simulation. It's going to be like, I mean, look through a microscope, for God's sake. It's not going to be like amazing world, is it? Graphics, lots of graphics. Sound, yeah, good. I mean, it's going to be 2D, like beep, 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 beep. But you can change those kinds of things. I remember putting beep into the Sinclair Spectrum programming, and beep 1, 0, something like that was like a C, and 1, 1 was like a C sharp encoding. Anybody who can remember that kind of stuff, then please feel free to put comments below and share your memories of the good old Sinclair ZX Spectrum 48K. All the models as well. There was the Quantum Leap. Oh my god. Sleeping Shadow has achieved a company sales record of over 10,000 units sold. I'm making money. I'm making money! This is an important milestone in the history of i-gameonline. Well, it's an important milestone actually. Our first game. Go! Work on them bugs. Have a technology 12 and 12. Good combination. Finish it. Finishing. New topic. New record. New combination. Lots of points for the engine, yes. It's a simulation engine on the PC. It's an evolution one as well, so it could be like the virtual microphone. Go up to the focus and things like that, like spore. Shmore. So snore. Scope. Release the game. God knows what this will sound like. This is like. Snippet for Shadow has now been taken off the market, sold over 10,000 units and generated over 73,000 in sales. Thank you! Recent market studies suggest the Gonvador G64 is steadily outselling competitors on the PC sector. It did because of the friggin' price. Yeah, I remember you can get a C64, we call it C64, for £399 back in early 80s. Where is your 8086 PC? Or if you're lucky, an 8186 or an 808 T8 chip, or the 8080 chip, or the 8081 chip, whatever it was. The very first, some of the very first processors. Before it got to like the 286, the 386, the 486, and then the Pentiums, hence the 586. They were very expensive. For what they didn't do an awful lot. They didn't do an amazing amount of stuff. They were incredibly expensive. They were expensive bits of kit. And the G64 was just one of those things that could be manufactured really, really quickly and packaged and sent out. That's the way it went, I guess. Experts say that it might spell the end for competing hardware manufacturers. Doubtful. Doubtful. Anybody who can predict the tech industry? I've never come across anybody who has successfully predicted the tech industry. It makes it easy to turn around and say, yes, things will get smaller. Yes, things will get faster. Things will get cheaper. They're the three, like, dead certs that if you ask anybody what would they like to see technology do in the future, they will always say one of those three things, if not all three. I want it cheaper, I want it faster, and I want it like smaller. That's with this with anything, but anybody can predict. I mean, if we went back to the 80s and said, hey, you like tablets and smartphones and MP3 players and digital cameras and all that kind of stuff, no hope in hell. No way. If you went back to the early 80s and you saw a PC and said, hey, one of these days this thing's going to be like, half the world's going to own one of these things and they're going to have them in the house and they're going to use them for everything from shopping to banking and all that kind of stuff, they're like, nah, not going to happen. You would have looked at things like the Sinclair Spectrum and the Commodore 64 because they were damn sight cheaper. The first reviews for Snorscope are in. These are going to be terrible, I know they are. Oh, surprisingly. Maybe it's the graphics shows potential. Star Games. I like it. Informer Gamer. Informer Gamer. Enjoyable from Game Hero. Beautiful. Okay, so it's above average. Above average. 2 6s and 7s. Cool. Close. Start selling it. Go on. Ding, 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 ding. I got 32 points, so I'm gonna have to research something. Let's. Game. I'm gonna have to research. I can start a custom. I haven't got 32 points. I'm gonna do some researching. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do game dev, because this is the Easter egg in the game. Maybe I'm not ready for that yet. Ooh, I do racing simulator. A racing simulator. Go! We do a racing simulator. Hopefully I'll get some research points if I'm actually researching. Oh, we're over 100,000. We're doing well. We've got loads of fans. Doing surprisingly well, to be honest. There we go. We're successfully. So our next one, we're going to develop a new game, and it's going to be a topic. It's going to be racing, and it's a racing simulator, and it's going to be on the PC again. Yeah, on the PC, and it's going to be called the Fast Lane. God help us. Right, start development. Racing simulator. So last one was a simulator. So it wants to be. I'm gonna take a little bit more of storing quests. It's just gonna be racing, literally non-stop, just racing. Just put your foot down, go. According to rumors, Japanese company Nintendo is planning to launch its very own home gaming console. Nintendo is known for a widely successful arcade game called Dinky King, aka Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong starring and a lot of people are going to say starring Mario. It actually started with Jumpman, because that's all he was called. He was called the Jumpman, because that's all he did was jump. Around about 1982, 1983 from Nintendo, and what can you say about Nintendo? They created Game Watches, LCD displays, and pocket games kind of thing. They were an electronics company. And Dinky King, in this instance, or Donkey Kong, was created by Ishimaro Morimoto, who was an artist. He wasn't a games designer, he wasn't an electrician or anything like that. He was like drawing, and given the opportunity to recycle some old arcade machines, I think it was something like Radar Scope or something like that, Sonar Scope, and he set about and created a classic arcade game, Donkey Kong. And I remember staying in a hotel in Blackpool in 1985, and I had one of these in the foyer, and I spent ages playing Donkey Kong on that hotel arcade machine one summer. Great game. Many industry experts doubt that home gaming consoles will take off, but we are eager to see what Nintendo will deliver. The many industry experts at the time was Atari, who controlled 90% of the arcade market. So it was basically they said, what do you think of this new home gaming console kind of thing? Playing video games in the home. And who do you interview? You interview a world leader in established arcade console, like booth development, and leader of the businesses. So yeah, basically interview the wrong person. Really, let's get the honest opinion of somebody who's in direct competition to people playing video games at home, to playing them like at cafes and restaurants and in shopping malls and things like that. Let's go and interview this guy and see what it does. They turned around and they said, yeah, this is rubbish, I don't think it'll take off, I think our arcades are going to be around for a long time, which is obviously not the case. What am I building? Oh, racing simulator. Dialogue non-existent. Level design. I'm gonna spend a little bit more on the level design. I'm gonna make this quite tricky. I tell you what, I'm just gonna spend the same amount of time on the level design as I am on the artificial intelligence. How about that? Yeah, because it's like racing cars. Okay, the artificial intelligence is okay. They do change lanes and they do change speeds and stuff like that. Maybe tactics. Well designed doesn't exist. The sound is gonna have awesome sound. The soundtrack to this thing's gonna be amazing. So let's get working on that one. Snorscope is now off the market, but sold a hell of a lot. It sold 18,000 units, or nearly 19,000 units, generating over 130,000 in sales. So we're up to 150k-ish. Spend a little bit of money on this, so there's some books in here. Can I finish it? Finish it? It's a heist in technology. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it because it cost me 8,000 a month. 8,000 a month for a basement. Technology was expensive back then. Oh, we're gonna level up. Are we leveling up? I'm not leveling up. Oh yes, there we go. Graphics is leveled up. Sound leveled up. Awesome. Released the game. Racing simulator called The Fast Lane. First reviews in for The Fast Lane. We're going in the right direction. We started off with text-based, then we went to a 2D simulation, and then we're moving into like an arcadic kind of racing style game. We're going to see we're going from 6s to 7s now. We're going to get 7s all day. We are 7s all day. So we are making a little progress. This might make a little bit more money. I seriously need to. So let's research. Still haven't got enough to research a new engine. Oh god. What can we do, guys? Let's a music one. I don't care. Ninvento haven't released yet. They're just coming, so I need some money to buy a license for Ninvento. But PlayStation will be around. Ninvento will be around for a long time. There's one that's dead set. There's always been Nintendo kind of thing. And Ninvento do casual gaming. Here we go. Today's Ninvento has confirmed recent rumors and announced that their plans for the TES, the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. I think I still got one of those somewhere, God knows where. Came with Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Everybody can remember those. Had kind of like a rudimentary Blake 7 or Buck Rogers kind of style light gun. Which was kind of really simple and basic. What it is a very primitive webcam, which could only see like white, and you pointed at the screen, and when you pull the trigger, the area, like the ducks that were flying, turned into giant white squares just for an instant, just for one frame. And at the same time, when you pull the trigger, the camera inside the light gun took a picture of the of what it was aimed at, pretty much. I mean, it was a small little, like, I don't know, like inch by inch square thing. And if it was predominantly white, as opposed to the black background or the dark blue background, it registered a hit. That's all it did. It was very simple technology, but it actually felt like you had to aim and shoot at the ducks kind of thing. And if your aim was off, like it was more blue or black than white, then it registered a miss. That's what it was. It was very simple, very basic. It was first use of CCDs in probably, I don't know, I don't remember, like, not even a megapixel, I guess. Maybe 1/10 of a megapixel. But I remember that game. It's quite a neat game. And of course Mario Brothers game. Hi there, I've just finished the Fast Lane and I was impressed by your talents. Okay. You should meet the rest of the team. Christ, you want to meet the rest of i-gameonline? They will really make your head twist. And in the contracting business, I'm in the contracting business, and we could use skills like yours if you are ever short of some cash. I'm not short of cash, I'm short of flipping research points. Research somewhere for me. You have successfully researched music. Thank you. Right. So can I do some contracting work then? Contract work. 3 weeks, 13 points for some library software. The database. Game backdrops. Background graphics. I don't mind doing those actually myself in real life. 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Character design. I'm sure you can do that in 5 weeks. Character. Design some game characters, 8-bit. Might be doing those later on, guys. One of those 3 quests that I've been given or been asked for is to go back to RPG Maker and work on some games. And it's one of those things I've been wanting to do and I've been looking forward to trying to do. There we go, with some contract. Yeah, I got word that our client has contracted to successfully work. Excellent work. Usually, new contract work. Yeah, every 6 months. Okay. Let's find some contract work and we'll try the library software. Work on RPG Maker and actually do some game design. I might do a stream, might do a little series of that, I don't know. Let me guys know what you think. The Fast Lane is now off the market and sold 16,000 units, generating what? Not bad sales actually. We're almost 250,000. This will be a case of where I get all the money and no flipping research points. Oh, come on, 3, 2, 1, bingo! Did I get it? Oh, are you kidding me? That was like a millisecond. I don't care. Yeah, okay, let's find contract work. Let's do this one. Game backdrops. Game backdrops in 1982? Oh, don't start there, scratching your head. Oh, I'm not gonna do this one either. The test has been released, that's what I've been waiting for. Okay, that was terrible. Yep, I knew he was going to fail that one, guys. He was sitting there scratching his head for way too long. Okay, let's develop a new game. We're going to pick a topic, and it's going to be a music one. You know what, it's not going to be a music one, because the music one sounds terrible. Music casual is really good. Like SingStar or Guitar Hero or something like that. Just casual kind of stuff, no story, no artificial intelligence, no simulation, what kind of mini bit of simulation, no world design, you know that. Let's research. Kind of researching the topic. The Wild West. Go. I might get some better usage out of the Wild West. I might get 2 or 3 games out of that rather than the ones I've got at the minute. I think I'll probably do another racing simulator, but awesome. Right, let's develop a new game. And it's going to be a Wild West, and it's going to be a Wild West RPG. A Wild West RPG? Nah, a Wild West action. Simulation's good on that. Strategy's not much good on that. Simulation. Wild West action simulation. And Wild West. Yeah, we'll do it on that one. Yeah, we'll pay the 80,000. We'll do Wild West on the TES. Wild West action TES, and we're gonna call this Billy. Oh, Billy the Goat. There we go. Billy the Goat. There you go. Yeah, Billy the Goat. Okay, next. 2D graphics, absolutely. I'm gonna have to. I need some points to get an engine. I really do. It's terrible. Gonna story engine, gameplay, amazing gameplay. Engine, not so much. It's gonna have awesome gameplay. It's an action one, so it's just gonna have awesome gameplay. Give me those research points. Dialogues, non-existent. A little bit dialogue. You know, just that dialogue. I'm gonna build up a little bit of dialogue because what we'll do is this is kind of progressive over all the games that you create. Now will dictate how good your games are in the future. So, for example, if I wanted to make kind of like a World of Warcraft or an RPG adventure quest thing, then, and I haven't been doing any dialogue games, then when my first attempt at doing a game with dialogue is not going to be too good. So I'm going to just cook it up a little bit. Go! Before you specialise in any type of... Wow, the money went down real quick, didn't it? Jesus. World design. Kind of a little bit world design. Again, it's something. Sound. I'll keep... more so on the graphics than the sound. Go! Oh my god, the money just... I mean, I had $250,000 at one point. It's just gone... and just dropped. Oh, this is not going to do so good. Come on. I just know the research points. Give me the research points. Game 12. Go! Release it. I'm not going to sit around and wait. Just launch it. Billy the Goat. New combination. Ranked up. Ranked up. Ranked up. Ranked up. Ranked up. Ranked up. They already ranked up beforehand, so I'm not worried about it too much. Go! Yes! Release the game. This is not going to do so well. I'm expecting to get 5s and 6s for this kind of thing. First review for your new release company. The game is in. I don't know. I think it's the 5s and 6s. I know it is. But there you go. Focus on level design. Serve the game very well. Not bad, not good. Falls a bit short. Yeah, I know it is. I just released it. It's the first action game. Come on, guys. Nah. Oh, we're not doing so good. Bring the sales in. Bring the sales in. I need to develop a new game. Just get straight in there and develop a new game. I'm going to do a Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk RPG on the PC. This one's going to be called Blade Dunner. There we go. Blade Dunner. Oh man, these are going to be terrible games. These are terrible games. What year are we into? 1982-ish. Year 2077. RPG, lots. Gameplay, not so much gameplay. A little bit, but not tons. Go. Oh, sit there and scratch your head. Why not? Go on. On the engine. Working on them stories. I've got to get over 50 research points, and then I can do a new game engine. I need the money to do it as well, like obviously. Artificial intelligence. Yeah. Level design. Yeah. Dialogue through the roof. A little bit of artificial intelligence. A little bit of just a little bit of time. Not forever. Maybe an afternoon or something like that. Oh, come on, give me those research points. I need that's 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. No, come on. RPG. 2D graphics. Spend a little bit on the graphics, not so much on the sound, a little bit on the world design. I'll tell you what, just going to spend equal amount of time on all of them. And they'll probably say, no, you shouldn't do that, Wispa, but I just need to launch something. Get those bugs out. No internet back then. There was no hotfix, update, DLC and all that rubbish. Billy the Goat is off the market, sold 16,000 units and made 112,000 in sales. So it wasn't terrible. The recent release of the TS home console has proven to be a massive success. Sales numbers have exceeded expectations by far. There you go. One of those games on day one release, day one launch, was Billy the Goat. As one customer says, I love the games that come with the TES. Playing with a controller is so much more fun than playing with a keyboard. I can imagine. Launch it. I got 55 points down. We're going to go for a game engine. We need a game engine to release it on the test. We have a license already, so we're fine there. That's where most of the flipping money went. World design went up. Awesome. Release the game. First reviews for Blade Runner is in. This is a cyberpunk RPG. Shows potential. Yeah, again, it's like we've never done it before. We thought we'll just do it, so let's give it a go. It's gonna be 6s down the line in it. Yes, above average. It's worth getting, but yeah, it's not a great So let's research and a game engine. While I've got the money. Bring the money in, bring the money in. This will bring it up a little bit. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the money from Blade Dunner and from Billy the Goat and build a game engine, which is kind of how it works. Once you've got a good game engine, you can always use that game engine to make 3 or 4 games, and then you can sell that game engine on. I've got game tutorials on mono sound. Well, I can't research any of that stuff because I haven't got enough points. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom engine. And this is going to be the 8-bit engine. I like to name them that kind of engine. 8-bit system. There we go, 8-bit systems. And I kind of like to name them like that. So it gives me an idea about what I'm looking at. So 2D graphics. Oh god, look at the money. Well, I'm over 200,000. Still got money coming in. Linear story and save game. So this is going to be like 2D graphics, linear story, save game. So this is going to be like Legend of Zelda quality, where it's just all 2D graphics, simple story mode, none of this like multiple endings kind of thing. Just play all the way through it, or like Super Mario Brothers, just 2D linear story, but you can save your progress. So we're in the right area. We're in the 8-bit Nintendo NES area where the 10-gen chips, where the secret 10 chip in it had a battery save ROM, like CMOS kind of thing, in the actual cartridge. It was the first time ever. Atari never did that. Atari never did either the coded 10 chips, so no third-party fakers. Counterfeiting games could be made and could be played on the Atari, could be played no problem. But Nintendo kind of set the rules of who could make video games for their console, and they set conditions as well. Like there was lots of people at the time wanted to be able to build for the Nintendo system but they weren't going to let what happened to Nintendo had the same thing that happened to Atari. What happened to Atari was Atari had loads of developers making it. They had a huge catalogue of games. Problem is, like 90% of those games were made very substandard. And Nintendo had a quality control check on the games being released. So what they did is they had all their developers, third-party developers, now outside developers, which they were like using, submit one game. They might have had 10 they were working on, but out of those 10 they would pick one game, and on that one game they would take that and then they would put it into one of their blank cartridges, and blank cartridges that they used had a secret security chip called the 10 chip on the circuit boards, which held the computer game itself. So when it went into a Nintendo, it actually unlocked the chip and the key. It was a key lock mechanism, and it worked. And that way, Nintendo can control who was bringing games out for their console, and they were quality assuring that the games that they were releasing, A, worked, and 2, were very good. But at the same time, they also put in a battery into their cartridges as well, which allowed you to save your progress, which was quite nifty. So we're at the right stage now. We're 2D graphics. We've got a linear story, so like a Super Mario, like, you know, go rescue a princess, do the level, save your progress with a save game feature, and continue it right the way to the end. And if you wanted to, you could start a new game, in which case it would wipe the save game off, and then it would you could start the story again. Or like Legend of Zelda, which was exactly the same. So we're in the right area, so we're doing good. Research this game engine. This is the 8-bit engine. We're doing an 8-bit engine, a 16-bit engine, a 32-bit engine, and a 64-bit engine. And if you just look at those particular 4, I know there's various ones like, well, what's the Unreal one, and what's the... If you just break it down into those particular types of engines, and look at the differences between them, they are kind of like big stepping stones in gaming technology. Blade Dunner is off the market. I don't care, because I only used it to get the money to actually build an engine. Recent studies suggest that the increasing variety of gaming devices also creates a market for more specialized games. Some platforms become more popular with younger gamers, while others cater for the more mature groups. What year is this? 1983. You could say, yeah, it was starting to come in around about that time when I would say 20, 30-year-olds were wanting more mature type games, horror games, that type, of adult nature, violence and all that kind of stuff, and they didn't want the Super Mario kind of stuff. As more and more developers enter the market, we expect developers to focus their games on specific age groups. Target audience. We'll go with that one next, I think. We're going to target our audiences, and it's going to be to the young kids, teenagers kind of thing. Don't forget, creating custom game engine will improve your games a lot. You can create your custom game engine through the action menu. Again, we're not going to spend thousands. The new 8-bit engine is now ready. So let's what's target audience? 15. So I need another 5 points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to develop a game. I'm going to use the 8-bit engine, and this is what's going to be our first Super Jump Man. Super Jump Man, and it's going to be a. I haven't even got a platformer on here, have I? I've just got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. No, tell you what, it's not going to be Super Jump Man. It's going to be a RPG. Crap. It's going to have to be action. It's going to be an action. No, action, RPG, strategy, RPG, adventure, action. Forget it. Action. Yeah, action. Action for the TES because we bought the license for the goddamn thing. 8-bit engine, and it's going to be a pick. Post-apocalyptic, and it's going to be post-apocalyptic, so it's going to be nuke sun dawn. I don't know what the hell it's going to be called. What can we call it? We can call it Atom Dawn, and it's going to be like kind of like a mutant kind of. Yeah, you'll do. We use the 2D engine. There's 2D version 2. Increase it a little bit. We're just going to go down like tons, you know. Story, linear story and save. Oh my god, story and quest. The gameplay is going to be amazing. The engine is going to be up a little. I'm going to spend a good bit on the engine. Some more money coming off now. Oh my god. Following the mass success of the test console, now rumors that the Vina, another Japanese company, is planning to release a home gaming console on their own. Well, it was obviously Sega. Sega's origins are actually quite interesting. Dialogue. What am I doing? Action. No, level design. Artificial intelligence. Dialogue. Who cares about dialogues in action? Whatever gets in front of the crosshairs is a good shot, right? Let's have a look. Come on. 10. Graphics through the roof. Sound. Still basic. Level design, don't care. Graphics are going to be cool. Levels are going to be rubbish, but the world's going to be rubbish, but the graphics are going to be cool. Finish it. Just finish it. Just launch it. 26 points for research. Oh my god. Yes, double new record. Go. Action Dawn. It's a post-apocalyptic action shoot 'em up thing. God knows what it is. I'm just going to use the money instead. Oh, that 2D graphics version 2 and release it for the tests. Today, Vina has confirmed recent rumors about a new gaming console announced the Master V. I'm concluded that these years aren't exactly right, are they? Because I think the Sega Master System came out around about 1988, 87, 88-ish, maybe. 87, I think it's about 87, 88ish. I remember having one. It came with it actually came with smart card. It came with an MMC with Hang On, the original one, which was a motorbike racing kind of game. And Sega had a hell of a lot of arcade classics like Super Harrier and Afterburner, Outrun, various ones like that, and they took an awful lot of arcade, late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, arcade, big titles, and they crunched them all down onto 1 megabyte cartridges. I remember 1 megabyte cartridges. I think Afterburner was a 4 megabyte cartridge, and it was one of the first 4 megabyte cartridges you can get. And they slammed them onto the Sega Master System. The Master System 2 came out the following year, and that didn't have the Super Hang-On built in. It had Alex Kidd, which was Sega's answer to Legend of Zelda, really, I guess. First reviews are in for Atom Dawn. These are going to be terrible. Come on. Ooh, come on. It's the first one on the new engine, so maybe the new graphics is like, wow, you know, like, oh, this is so much better than the last one. Don't worry, give it 10 years or so, you look back and think, oh my god, they look terrible, the graphics. These are going to be 8 down the board. Okay, that's fine, that's good. We're going in the right direction. We start off from 5s, and we move to the 6s, then to 7s, and we're moving into 8s. We're moving into 8s. Can I research something? Because I need to research some... I need some new topics. Time travel, game dev and time travel. If I need to make the money, I should go for game dev, and everybody says probably go for the game dev Wispa. Everybody says go for the game dev, because game dev simulator, we'll get it done out the way with, okay? Because I can always slam that on the PC and use the second engine, and because it kind of matches this, doesn't it? Really, it's like 2D, save option, linear storyline. Yeah, it kind of matches this. I guess it falls into that category. A successful region of game development. Okay. So let's develop a new game, and this is called the Game Dev Game Dev. No, keep right. Game Dev Tie 1. No, we'll do a sequel later, or something like a sequel. It's going to be game dev, it's going to be a simulation, and it's going to be on the PC. Like on the PC, simulation is very good on the PC. Okay, and we're going to use the 8-bit engine. I mean, obviously this is not an 8-bit engine, you can tell by the actual shade of graphics and things like that. Yeah, 8-bit graphics with some colours. We'll use that one, yeah. This is where the money goes. And here's the money from flipping that Atom Dawn to be able to build this goddamn thing. The engine. Story, no story, who cares about story? Engine, don't really need an engine, just game dev simulation. Well, the engines were pretty good. Gameplay, not so much. Let's go. Cutting Z. Generate bugs. That's what we like doing. Like in real life. Dialogues, no dialogue. Artificial intelligence, yes, through the roof. Level design. Let's bring that down to about half. Right, look at the level. I mean, look at it. Yeah, do it. I mean, this game does kind of have levels, because what you do is you advance from your basement into an office, and that's like that's a level. Well designed doesn't exist. Doesn't sound. Yeah. Pop, 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 pop. Zero in the way of sound. Right, yeah, just go with that. We'll go with that. Oh, actually doing quite well with Atom Dawn. Thank you for the test. Okay, the Master P from Vena has been released, aka the Master System. The Sega Master System. Awesome system. Great system. First one we see Sonic on. 25 years of Sonic. I can't believe that. So that thing came out about, what, 27, 28 years ago? Wow. It's amazing when you look back. So that actual console now is nearly 30-year-old. Wow. That really puts it into perspective, doesn't it, guys? 30 years. Right. Atom Dawn is now off the market, and sold 42,000, generating nearly 300,000 in sales. Awesome, because I just used all that money to build. This is going to put me past that million, I guess. Release Game Dev Tycoon for the PC. Level up. So not many in the way level up, but let's see how it does. The simulations, Game Dev Simulation, and recently released console. The recently released gaming console Master V by Vina has stirred up the market worldwide. Industry experts say the console is not very well marketed in North America. That's right, North America, Nintendo territory. Yeah. But this will flush us up how the world. Yeah, Europe kind of like embraced this and took it on. The cutiness of Nintendo, you know, Mario, Princess, and Yoshi, and all the rest of it. The cuteness. The American parents were going with Nintendo. Whereas Sega had the edgy kind of spiky hedgehog like of attitude. And that was very liberal. That was very Europe. So Sega did much better in Europe. I mean, obviously, later on we have the Mega Drive, the 16-bit version of the Master System, the Mega Drive, or aka in the United States, where you Americans refer to it as Genesis. And even that didn't do so well in North America. You still had like Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo was your kind of, I would say, your console for a generation ago. The first reviews for the new release Game Dev Tycoon. Oh, come on, give me some nines, one of the best. Nines, 7, nice. Bomber game, very good. Bouncing around 7, 6, 9 now. Or an 8, I guess. Yeah, we are slowly creeping up. It's going to sell a good bit. This is going to sell a lot of points. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do some... Can I do some contract work? I can do that. Oh, what's that? Sprite sheet. Our staff needs to be taught how to use their modern technologies. In 1980 younger. When was the second one? 1988, Yeah, we're into SuperCalc. Anybody can remember, watching can remember SuperCalc, spreadsheet software. SuperCalc 3, that was around about, SuperCalc 1 and 2 maybe. Lotus 1, 2, 3. On the old Amstrad 1640 and the Amstrad 1512 on the floppy disk system. Yep, I was one of those poor souls that had to first learn how to use it, and one job afterwards when I've learned how to use it, so I'll show somebody else how to use it. Find custom work. 3 weeks in that, no chance. 4 weeks on that one, setting up computers with Microsoft Boss. Microsoft. Developers are fairly new to the games industry, but we can't wait to see what develops next. Surprising. Well, almost made 500,000. There's 1,000. We got 1,000 fans. Excellent work. Okay, well done. I've now got 34 points. You know, I could take on that contract work and I can actually pay the money back and get the research points. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually research and do a new topic. And we've got time travel. Let's do it. $500,000. We're doing good. We're doing good. Sales are starting to drop off now. It's been around for a while now. It's been around for a couple of months. Time travel done. Now the market sold 40,000 units and generated nearly 300,000 in sales. So that's one of our successful ones at the minute. New research. Casual games. Yes. Okay. Let's research. Casual games. I need 20 points. I'll do it. I got a lot of people probably shouting at me at the moment saying Wispa, you should be doing like targeted audience. I'm like, yeah, casual games first. The G64 seems to be slowly losing market share against other PC manufacturers. Yeah, that's because their managing director was a complete idiot. Yeah, he tried manipulating the tech industry. What he was doing was he was selling the processor chips, which run the Commodore processor chips, to other home computer manufacturers. Wait until they actually get a foothold in the computer market, like even if it was just like very small, in 2 or 3% or something like that, and then he would up the prices of the processor chips. Then when he upped the processor, but obviously the prices they went up. Those smaller computer industries were starting to fail. Then so they ended up actually paying a load of debt back to Commodore, which they couldn't pay. So they defaulted on the debts. Commodore would step in, buy the company, and write off their own debt, and increasing their market share in that respect. And surprisingly, what they did is they actually did it to Atari. And Atari's last console, the 7800 or 7200, which never really saw the light of day. And one reason why it never saw the light of day was because Commodore stepped in, bought the Atari hardware stock, and stuck it in the warehouse and just left it there, just left it abandoned, which was a shame, really. But nobody would work with Commodore after that. They were just like, I'm sure they were breaking several trading laws, but nobody would work with them after that. And obviously, through misrepresentation and dirty deals and all that kind of stuff and backstabbing, they kind of just finished themselves off. I know a lot of people will say, what about the Amiga? If you look at the early Amiga, it was marketed by Commodore, but if you look at the last Amigas, the name Commodore was actually removed, and Amiga was, I think it went through a few different ownerships. Gateway at one point, the PC manufacturer, they owned Amiga at one point, and then it got sold on. I'm not sure who owns it now, because that was a great little operating system as well. The OS 4 was actually quite interesting operating system. I still have an Amiga 1200. It's one of the first computers, not the first computer, but one of a series of computers that I did spend a lot of time programming on in the early 90s. It's an Amiga 1200 with the, I can't remember where it is, with the expansion card, the 68020 Motorola processor with about 8 mega RAM on it. I think it's got 8 mega RAM on it, and I still play it from time to time. It's quite nice. Casual games has been researched. Awesome. So let's develop a game. We're gonna develop a game. It's gonna be on the 8-bit engine. So we're still sticking with 8-bit. It's going to be on the TES, because we have consoles in the home, but we don't have portable consoles yet. We don't have the Game Boy. And casual gaming didn't, although it did start on the TES, where you can just like put a cartridge in and just play a video game for like an hour or so, save your progress, and that's it. We didn't have, it's gonna be casual, and it's gonna be a music one. We didn't have game on the go. I mean, we do now with smartphones, Android and iOS and Windows and things like that. We have games on the go, and that's casual gaming. And things like the PS Vita and the PSP and the Game Boy and the DS and DS Lite and DS3D and all that kind of stuff, that didn't come about until the Game Boy actually launched. But before then, we still had casual gaming. I guess casual gaming kind of started with Pong. And if you've seen the Pong advert, you know, the Atari and the Magnavox Odyssey and the ColecoVision and things like that, Pong or Batty Ball or what you want to call it, Tennis for Two kind of thing. That was kind of casual gaming. So we'll go with that one. What we're going to do is we're going to casual game. This is going to music one. So it's a music casual one. It's on the TES, and it's an 8-bit system one. And what you got to do is you kind of just have to follow the notes, or play the notes, or catch the notes, or that kind of thing. So we'll go with that one. What we're going to call it? We're going to call it Tune Up. Tune Ups. And we'll see how this goes. Yeah, 2D engine. World design is going to be non-existent, obviously. It's just going to be like just... So the story and quest don't exist. The gameplay is going to be amazing. The engine is going to be not so good. So we need lots. Linear story, again, just work through one level. Like linear stories, they're all Donkey Kong World 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 2.1. Non-existent. Artificial intelligence doesn't exist, but the level design is going to be awesome for casual gaming. Level design just wants to be just the level itself. I mean, the dialogue, the story. Who cares about the story in casual gaming? It's like Candy Crush. You're like, is there a story? Artificial intelligence, it's random number. There's no duck and dodge or anything like that. Just sound, very important for music. World design doesn't exist. Graphics, not as much as the sound. The sound in a music game wants to be absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do is we'll give a little bit of graphics, but we're just going to spend an awful lot of time on the sound itself. Here we go. Here's today's Ninvento has announced that they will be introducing a portable gaming device around about 1990. Device called Gameling, or aka the Game Boy. The device comes with a changeable games cartridge, a monochrome screen, and a green background, built-in speakers, and even multiplayer support via connected cable. The data link cable. Oh my god! Millions of these were sold all over the world. And although Nintendo had been creating pocket gaming for a considerable amount of time, all the way back to the early 80s. Before then, with the Game Watches, you can see how they could save that Game Watch information digitally on a universal microchip, wrap it up in plastic, and then make it interchangeable. Because I already done it with the TES. Interchangeable in a pocket version. It was inevitable. You could see that they must have planned that like 4 or 5 years beforehand, and just thought, these cartridges, why can't we not just take the information that we store on the Game Watches, put them on a small cartridge, and put it into a test that people can play on the go, just with like single player. Because it's portable, it's personal, and a small screen, and they were like, yeah, we can do that with no massive expenditure at all. Compared to PCs and other gaming consoles, the Gameling is underpowered, but of course it is. But given the low cost, the excellent portability, it might find a huge following. It did. Because this was the first, with the exception of the Game Watches, obviously, this was the first multi-game portable entertainment system. Gameling is said to hit the shelves next month. Okay, well, it's okay because we're doing tune-ups for the PC, for the tests, and if it proves to be successful, then we'll do portable version of it as well. But we've got casual gaming. Casual gaming is great. Because that's what people played on the Game Boy, casual gaming. Can we finish this up? I guess we can. Finish it. There we go. New record for design. Casual music game. I mean, it's not as like casual puzzle, which was casual puzzle games, which would be like Tetris and things like that. Best-selling game ever, in my opinion, like for sales figures and for the number of platforms it turned up on. First reviews are in. I don't expect these to be high. I reckon 7s. 6 or 7s. Oh, 9. More please. Oh, well, if that's what you want. Very good. We're going to get 10 there. No, 9s. We've got 9s. We are moving in the right direction. Our scores are getting higher. We've got no immediate, like, one-hit wonders, which I kind of prefer not to have. So let's research. And I want to research a new topic. Virtual pet. Oh my god. Do you remember these? Well, I want target audience for that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for target audience. Nintendogs. Cats. What was the cats one called? Nintendogs was the first one. I know that one. I'm not sure the cats one was. But virtual pets. The Tamagotchis. The Japanese thing. You successfully reached target audience. Yes. I need to find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some contract work. No chance. That's doable. Give me another point. Ah. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go for these. I'm gonna make a lot of money, so even if I fail them, I just want the points. I want the tech points. I need 4 tech points, and then I can research virtual pet. And the virtual pet on the Game Boy is an absolute must. That's 9. I failed it. I know I did failed it, but developers. With the growing interest in video games, there's also a growing audience for video game magazines. That's true. It started off as like hobbyist tech magazines, with little pieces of coding and things like that, and nobody actually did video game reviews, or took video game reviews seriously. It was not a TV review magazine, it's not a film review magazines, and I dare say there was probably a few book review magazines, but video game magazines didn't really start appearing until the late 80s. I mean, been early in the United States, but late 80s, early 90s. And then tech magazines and electronics magazines and entertainment magazines, you know, like came about the same time as when the CD came out, when things went real digital, lasers and things like that. Like the latest technology was hitting in the home, but on an entertainment value, not just like washing machines and refrigerators, where in the past they're just there. But light and sound, I would say, robotics and things like that. Early 90s. So it looks like we're in 1990 era. Tech magazines were starting to, video game magazines were starting to, when print was still alive. Marketing. I want to find contract work, and I'm going to try this one. I just need 1 point of research. Tune-Ups is now off the market. It sold about 50,000 units and generated nearly 350,000 in sales. That's okay, because I just wanted to use the money to get me, because I got to get paid by a gambling license. Nintendo. There we go. That one, I did that one. So let's, and then I'll research a new topic, and I want virtual pet. Research virtual pets. Again, you remember those Tamagotchis and Nintendogs and that sort of thing. And for a young audience that have a Game Boy, they do extremely well. So let's develop a new game. It's for a young audience. Pick a topic. It's going to be the virtual pet, because they kind of like that thing. And it's a virtual pet. Is it virtual pet casual? I can't remember. Great combo. Yeah, it's casual one. It's a virtual pet. It's kind of, you pick it up and then put it down, pick it up and put it down. And it's going to be on the Gameling. 50,000 for a license, not too bad. And it's going to be on the 8-bit engine, because let's face it, it's monochrome. And it's going to be called My Pet Poodle. My Pet Poodle. So My Pet Poodle. Go. 2D graphics, version 3. It's a monochrome screen, so I'm not going to. If you have more than 1 million cash, you can transfer to the next level. Again, that's level design. This might sound a lot, but don't worry. Once you release a big hit, you will once you release a hit game, you will get this amount easily. Yeah, you can lose it easily as well. The Master V. Vina, creator of the Master V console, has announced a Vina Gear, a portable console to directly compete against the Game Link from Nintendo. This is the Sega Nintendo battle of the early 90s, and it's something that was going to go backwards and forwards, and in the end, kind of Sega lost out because it just got stupid. They had so many, for everything that Nintendo brought out, Sega tried to top it. But they had in their back pocket multiple developers for Sega, and instead of having one centralized one where they're all sharing information or collaborating, they had them all individually working on the next thing, to the point where they were bringing out a new Sega every 6 months. It was like, okay, we've been working for Sega and we've created this console, or we've been working for Sega and we've brought out a better console, or we've been working for Sega also and we've got our own console, and they'll all be badged Sega. And it just didn't work. Whereas Nintendo kind of had one development center and one team working on it, and granted, they didn't bring out a 32-bit system. They went straight from the SNES to the N64. Their one team works on the next Nintendo, and they don't overcompensate by bringing out little advances all the time. And the Sega Gear was a colour screen one. I remember that being a colour screen one. Didn't have an awful lot of games. It was huge as well. It was massive. It was like 3 times the size of the Game Boy. Easy. The spokesperson from the company said, unlike similar devices, the market, we don't come close to gaming console. The Vina Gear was basically a full power of the Master V. It was kind of thing. Yes, it was like transistors and semiconductors and resistors were starting to like become smaller and significantly unrecognizable, in my opinion. And circuit boards were being made. The technology to make circuit boards had changed at that time as well, so things were getting a lot smaller. Except that you can take it with you. Also has a full color screen. It did. It had a full color screen, and if I remember correctly, you could actually plug in an attachment on the top that allow you to actually watch TV on it as well. And an aerial used to fall down, and it had like a tuner built in. Will this device topple the Game Link? Doubt it. The thing about the Game Link was it was built like a brick, and I refer to as a brick. It had quite a decent library. Okay, the graphics was black and whitey, but it was gameplay rather than technology was selling. It was good if you could turn it on and it was there, and you could start playing straight away. It didn't really matter if it was in color or not. It really didn't. The Vina Gear was debut in 2 months. Come on. Right, what am I making? Virtual Pet. Story doesn't exist. Engine. Not so much as gameplay. A little bit. A little bit of an engine. It is, but gameplay. Because it's casual. This is casual. So gameplay's got to be like just turn it on and just go. Very intuitive. Nothing complicated. No tutorials, no crap like that. Yeah, just do it like that. Like, oh yeah, this is my pet poodle, this is what I gotta do. I gotta brush it, I gotta clean it, I gotta feed it, I gotta wash it, I gotta play ball with it. Yeah, just very intuitive, just menus, just down, feed. World design, sound, who cares about sound? Sound only, go for graphics. It looks good, who cares? It's just gonna go bark in it. Today the new game platform Vina Gear by Vina has been released. God help it. design point. Keep going. Any higher? Any higher? One more. Ooh, 2120. That's pretty good. Finish it. Just launch it. Just there we go. So it's a cartridge-based one. It's for the Gameling. It's a virtual pet one called My Pet Poodle. Level up 3s. Almost. Oh. Yes. Yes. Graphics. Spend a little bit on graphics. There we go. Sound. It cares about sound. And I've ranked up myself as well. Actually, learn some knowledge. So we've got some better new researchers available. We've got 2D graphics. V3, and we've got some the first of our 3D engines. Again, it's around about 1990, so games like Gloom and Doom and stuff like that were starting to just appear. It'll be a couple of years before we start seeing things like Duke Nukem on the build 3D engine, Blood and stuff like that. So we're fitting in nicely. We want to start moving on to our next game engine. In 2 months, the G64 will be taken off the market. I'm surprised it actually lasted that long, all the way up to the 1990s. I thought they killed it off like 88, 89. The first reviews for My Pet Poodle are in. Go on. Yes, everybody loves it. If we can hit this on 10s, guys, what we'll do is we'll end it there and we'll continue it later. We should do amazing. We never get 4 10s. Nobody ever gets 4 10s. It's just impossible in the game to get 4 10s. I've seen it. Can't get it. So that is, to me, is the high score. So I think we're doing well. Our gaming knowledge is paying off, which is surprising. Let's sell all that. See how much we can make. We're going to make a considerable amount here. What we'll do is we'll use those points. There we go. Achieve a record sale of 100,000 units sold. Congratulations, you made quite a name for yourself. Would you want to move into a new office? No! Not yet. Would you like to move the company? Not yet. What we're going to do is we're going to research a couple of new topics. These topics are terrible. We're going to have to research for our new engine as well. I've got 19 points, so I might be... What I need to do is I need to actually get the sound up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to research the next sound. We need to get rid of the basic beeps. And we need to actually start moving into what we'll call 8-bit, 16-bit sound. Overall, the Stars 10 loves it. You can use it in a bit of fantastic. Yeah! Okay. And the G64, bye-bye. Yeah, you've gone. But if anybody does remember a mouse being on a G64, please let me know, because I don't recall there being a mouse on it. I really don't. I could be wrong. Maybe it was one of those little bit of tech urban legends that somebody somewhere has a Commodore 64 with a mouse, but be interesting to know. I'm making millions. Introduce a higher priced alternative. Yeah, it could have easily taken the Amiga on and stopped, I would say, messing about with the tech industry and manipulating it, and being the managing director of it, or the president of it, was a complete goofus. And it could have been an amazing contender for the PC market if the Amiga 4000s, or the 4000Ts, because they were tower versions, were properly taken care of, which was a great shame. But Commodore itself was just, nah, they were finished. And it's a good job Amiga actually jumped ship and said, now we're going on our own at that time as well, whereas I wouldn't have one. We made 4 million. I've got mono sound. We can't use mono sound yet. We have to put that into our next engine, but we have to think about the SNES. The SNES will be coming along shortly. The TES has kind of been around for a while now, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, and the G64 is taken off the market altogether, guys. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed our first go at Game Dev Tycoon. Using our computer knowledge, our video game knowledge, and our video game experience from the 1980s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. We're just coming into the 90s now. It is paying off. We're doing really, really good. So we're taking My Pet Poodle. It is now off the market. We've sold 705,000 units. and we made nearly 5 million in sales. So we are, it looks like our former gaming knowledge and our knowledge of the industry and how it all works is actually paying off. If you want to check out some of our other shows, please go along to our YouTube channel at i-gameonline. And check us out on Lord of the Rings Online, where some of this week I've been running around with Zengwing, one of our other members, and having a good laugh and a good giggle and that kind of thing. And Bard's Tale episode 10 will be going up shortly as well. I'll be continuing that story. If there's any games that you want me to check out, or if you want my opinion of, or if you want to speak to any of our i-gameonline cast and crew, please just pop along there and pop a few messages up there. If you want to sign up and you want to join i-gameonline and be a proactive member and share your ideas and comments and get involved, then please go to i-gameonline.net. If you're into cosplay and you want some tips and advice and ideas, and you want to watch some of the interviews made by Jai452 on i-gameonline.net, then please pop over to i-gameonline and check out our cosplay section. Until next time, guys, I'm your host, Wispa.